Pantry, and today we're going to be making gnocchi with a meat sauce. And so I'm excited to bring you along for this because I'm using some of my Thrive Life products, and this is the way I'll be incorporating it into my rotation pantry. And if you guys have watched me for any length of time, I use what's in the pantry as well as some fresh ingredients, especially when they're coming out of the garden. This is going in my sauce. I've got an onion out of the garden, small one, but that's going in the sauce. And so I'm excited because I get to utilize, for the first time, I get to utilize the Thrive tomato sauce. And this is not just tomato powder. I do have that as well, but it is, it's got other ingredients in here. So it does give you a bolognese sauce recipe on here. And I have not opened this. This will be the first time that I've tried it. So it's got garlic and onion and sweet cream. Ooh, yummy. A little bit of sugar, milk fat, citric acid, tomato powder. Okay, modified food starch. It's really, it's going to be pretty simple, I think. I'm going to go ahead and spice up my sausage differently because this, I took it out of the freezer and I didn't realize it's breakfast sausage, but you can quickly turn that into Italian sausage, no problem. And I'm going to utilize the mushrooms that Thrive has, and as well as what's in this bowl right here is some of the best mashed potatoes, herbed mashed potatoes that I've ever made. And this is from Thrive's mashed potatoes, and they're just potato flakes, nothing else in there but potatoes. These come out delicious. I use Kerrygold butter, a little bit of milk, and you can use powdered milk if you'd like, but I used regular, a little bit of milk, and to rehydrate, and some herbs. I use their parsley and some garlic, and oh, it's just fantastic. So we're gonna take that cup of potatoes and turn it into gnocchi. So my water is boiling, it sounds like. Nope, almost. I've got my water started because it doesn't take long to do this, and I'm going to cook the gnocchi ahead, and then I'll add it, you know, it'll get reheated in the sauce and added to the plate all at once. Okay, so come on in and I'll show you what we're going to do because I've got to get these potatoes in the bowl. Oh no, who's going to lick that fork? Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and in my bowl I'm going to crack my egg in here, and go ahead and give that a light beat it up. So gnocchi is part potato, part pasta, if that makes sense. It's just delicious to do with leftover potatoes. And so I'm going to get my potatoes down in here, and yummy! We love gnocchi. And if you've never made it, it's pretty easy. Now, I don't get fancy with how I roll it out or anything like that. It's probably going to be pretty primitive, but that's all right because it's real life. And then I'm going to add to a cup of potatoes and an egg. I'm going to add about 1/4 of a cup of flour to start. Get my fork and get this mixed in together. You want like a dough that you can work with and you'll be able to roll out. Okay, so I have my water salted and I'm just gonna drop these down in here, and it's boiling and they're gonna sink to the bottom, but as soon as they're done, they're gonna float. And I'm not gonna do the whole plate. It makes, this is plenty of a serving for 2 to 3 people. Michael's kind of a big eater if it's something he really likes, so I don't know. But I want to get the first batch down in here pretty good. This gnocchi is done, so I'm going to reserve that over here in my bowl. Got my Snapware bowl, and I want one right now. I may have to taste test for you before we move on to the sauce. And I'm going to do this. So my sausage is all browned. I'm really happy. It smells delicious. I did put some couple shakes of red pepper flakes off camera because I always put that in. Okay, and then let's give it a little bit of a taste. Make sure we have enough Italian seasoning here. Since there's plenty of sausage, right? Every good cook should taste as they go. Perfect. Perfect. I really like it. Okay. So, it doesn't taste like breakfast sausage at all. So here on my board, I have that small onion out of my garden. I've got 3 pretty good sized cloves of garlic I minced up. And this is 1 mild Italian chili pepper that I picked green. Now, they are supposed to turn red, but I picked it because I wanted it in this sauce, and it's delicious. It's a little more mild than a bell, if that makes sense. It doesn't have that strong green bell peppers taste to it. So I'm gonna let these sweat in here with the meat for a few minutes before I add my sauce. And all you're gonna add for the sauce, and I may need more, is I'm gonna start with, and see if there's enough liquid. You start with 2 cups of filtered water and you bring it to a boil, and then you add a half a cup of the tomato sauce powder and let it refresh itself. And the reason I'm not saying rehydrate is because it's refreshing. It was freeze-dried, fresh, and it's now being refreshed, if that makes sense. Okay, so turn this burner up a little bit, let these sweat, and we'll be back. And I hope to have a pot full of sauce when I'm all done, and there'll be enough to make the stuffed shells with the rest. So I already have the first 2 cups of filtered water in here, and I could see right away that that wasn't gonna be enough for what I want, and that's for meat and veggie ratio. I'm still gonna put zucchini in here out of the garden, and I've got mushrooms to put in here. So we're gonna put in a heaping, love mushrooms. Actually, a half a cup, because this is a 1/4 cup measure. Look, I've already used that many mushrooms, and that's just fantastic. Thrive mushrooms, the bomb. Okay, so we're gonna add another 2 cups of filtered water. We're gonna have to, this is gonna be perfect. We're gonna have to bring this up to a boil, and get these mushrooms are gonna rehydrate. Look how wonderful that's gonna be. I might even go grab some red bell peppers out of the pantry, because I have it in the Thrive container. But so to 4 cups of water, I'm gonna need 2 half-cup measures of the tomato sauce, and that's what they call it, tomato sauce mix. And you can make pizza sauce out of this, you can do all kinds of stuff. So 1 cup of that to 4 cups of water. And then of course the other veggies that are rehydrating are kind of, refreshing. The mushrooms that are refreshing are gonna soak up a little extra water. And I'm not gonna add tomato powder unless I need it. I like my sauce kind of thick, and so we'll have to see at the end if we need to add tomato powder, we can. And I can add some fresh tomatoes to it, and I think I will because I have a ton. So let me go cut up some zucchini to get in here, a couple fresh tomatoes, and we'll be back to finish this deliciousness. Okay, now this has come to a boil. I'm still not ready for my sauce mix. I want to add my zucchini. I just took a little bit off the end of that one, and 4 little tomatoes. Look how beautiful and red those are. I don't want to miss out on that flavor. And make sure this is gonna boil. Yeah, she's boiling. This is gonna be the perfect amount of sauce, just like I wanted. Now those veggies are gonna let off some moisture, so I may need to add tomato powder, but okay. So here's my scoop. I'm so excited to taste this. I cannot wait. And then you want a level, take the back of your knife, level, and stir this in. Oh my gosh, so exciting, so exciting. Okay, let this refresh and turn into the most delicious pasta sauce. Because those tomatoes that they used were fresh picked as well. So this should have an awesome, awesome flavor. And I can almost tell you I'm gonna need some tomato powder, but I don't wanna add it just yet. I'm gonna turn this down and let it simmer for a little bit and reduce, because that's what I would do with my sauce. And okay guys, so I'm gonna taste the gnocchi. Oh, doesn't that look good? And my sauce, and look at this sauce. It's just fantastic. Okay, as my camera starts to adjust, and you're just gonna sauce the gnocchi. You don't need a ton, but however much you like is fine with me. Okay, that's plenty. And isn't that beautiful? I'm just so excited. So we're gonna take this over to the other counter and give you a taste test. Put some little fresh grated parm. Yum. Okay, so here's my plate. Isn't that beautiful? I'm so excited to try this. And I really want to give this a fair shot. I've tasted everything along the way, because that's what I do when I cook, but you guys don't always see that. But let's get some gnocchi, and oh, I forgot to take pictures. Dang it. Oh my gosh. I have got to tell you, that is delicious. You are not gonna believe how easy that was and how delicious this is. With very little effort, you can make your own pasta sauce and gnocchi using simple ingredients that you have in your pantry. I didn't want to have to cook and mash potatoes, drain them, cool them, and then make gnocchi, but I was able to do it because I'd already made the test serving. And if I hadn't done that, it takes just a couple of minutes to make Thrive's mashed potatoes because they're instant. So good. So you can use all your own fresh ingredients, all your own pantry ingredients that you have on your pantry shelf. So if you don't have any of this, use canned mushrooms, use ragu if you want to, use canned tomato sauce and spice it up. And make your own mashed potatoes, use instant mashed potatoes, whatever you have. This is an example of a pretty good pantry meal that I pulled from my extended pantry, my rotation pantry, and my freezer. That sausage came out of the freezer. And it's absolutely delicious. I cannot wait to have this again. Oh wait. And some of the stuff came out of the garden, the onions, the garlic, and the pepper. So I hope that this inspires you to go ahead and make something like this. And if it inspires you to go check out Thrive, there's a link below. And as always, guys, come back next time for another delicious recipe. Maybe a Follow Me Friday vlog, or we've got puppies